The Metamorph League is upon us, and while there are new changes to the endgame storyline, the Atlas, and some rather questionable adjustments to boss health, there's still plenty to unpack when it comes to 3.9's Challenge League. As always, if you find the information in this video helpful, make sure to like the video and feel free to leave a comment if there's something that I missed. This league is centered around Tane and his alchemical contraptions. I have reason to believe that he might have possibly just maybe brutally murdered his master in a chemically induced rage, but moving on. The standard gameplay of this league is as follows. Run around and collect organs from monsters you kill throughout the map like the murder hobo that you so rightfully have become. Any boss monsters that you kill are guaranteed to drop a unique organ as well, which will be important later on. Then summon Tane from his chemically induced nightmares to allow you to use these organs to channel your inner Dr. Frankenstein and make a monster of your own design. Kill said monster like the horrible parent that your parents taught you to be, and reap the rewards listed, as well as the possibility of a tradable unique organ that functions the same as the standard organs collected in each map, and can be used to summon special metamorphs in Tane's laboratory. For the average player who just wants to shoot, loot, and scoot away onto the next map, this is the extent of the information that you need to know about Metamorph. However, if you are wanting to maximize the amount of loot and capitalize on this mechanic, there are a few more in-depth bits of information and strategies that you should be thinking about. One of the first things to think about is what kind of reward you're looking to obtain. Personally, I think that in general, focusing on obtaining the unique tradable organs is going to be the most profitable and enjoyable experience. It'll allow you to focus on the more lucrative and easy bonus monsters you can create in Tane's laboratory, and potentially let you work towards the endgame that we still haven't quite figured out yet. As for the general rewards, these come in the same style as the drops in Legion and Breach League, but if you aren't familiar with these, simply take a look at each of the organs in the menu and it'll tell you exactly what kind of item it plans to drop if you do choose to use it in your monster. On to actually collecting the organs. As of this video, it is assumed that when you open a new map of any kind, the amount and type of organs that can drop are predetermined. This information is important as it allows us to consider options to improve the chances of finding the organs that we want. For example, in general, it is beneficial to have as many rare monsters in the map as possible to increase your chances of having organs assigned to them, so rolling Nemesis might be a lucrative option for farming better rewards. Speaking of monster rarity, let's go over the importance of choosing the correct organs when you are building a Metamorph. Every map should contain a unique organ, which is normally located within the boss of the map. These organs generally have high quality rewards and very few modifiers, as well as adapting an ability from the boss that they drop from. Beyond this, there are 3 other rarities of organs: normal, magic, and rare. These organs work just like the normal items in the game and affect the amount of swirly goodness in the bar to the right. This bar determines both the difficulty of the boss as well as the amount of loot that he's going to drop. And if you manage to fill this meter to the top, the boss will drop one of the special tradable unique organs that I mentioned earlier. Being able to fill this bar requires a few things to happen. The easiest way is to choose 1 unique organ and 4 rare organs. This will guarantee you a full bar. However, there are a few things that can be done to improve your chances. The first thing is something we spoke about earlier. Rolling maps or modifiers such as Nemesis or additional rare monsters will assist you in obtaining the organs that you're looking for. However, the much more promising option comes from maps that contain multiple bosses. As I mentioned earlier, boss monsters always drop a unique organ, and this is true for maps with multiple bosses as well. As long as you don't get unlucky and obtain multiples of the same organ from your bosses, you're almost guaranteed to have a full bar on any map with multiple unique organs available. So if you're someone looking to maximize the amount of unique tradable organs, rolling maps with multiple bosses is the way to go. Just remember that the unique organ that drops is based upon the unique organs put into the monster. So if you need a specific one such as a liver, you may want to avoid putting in multiple unique ones that time around, if you can manage it. Moving on to the subject of these unique tradable organs brings us to Tane's lab. This place is honestly pretty clean for all the crazy experimentation that goes on here. Maybe he's figured out that spell that the witch is talking about in Act 3. Anyways, we take the organs that we've gathered and stored in our perfectly socially acceptable meat locker filled with random body parts, and just the same as in normal maps, you combine all of the organs you have to form a super metamorph with even more possible drops. However, this super metamorph, as I called it, is in general quite a bit weaker than the ones in maps due to the lack of map modifiers in the lab and the inherent lack of modifiers on unique organs, but the loot explosions that you'll see here are pretty satisfying. It is worth noting that as of this recording, I am not far enough into mapping to see what happens when the bar in the laboratory is filled, and once I have a more complete knowledge of it, I'll do a rundown video of those mechanics. In the meantime, I can only assume it's one of a few things. We could be getting a replay of Talisman League, where we have to craft multiple tiers of metamorphs to reach an ultimate boss by combining all of the organs multiple times. It could also drop special uniques or items restricted to these metamorph bosses. Or it could spawn the ultimate boss itself. Tane does sometimes ramble about not letting his master rest. Maybe that's related? But that's gonna be it, guys. If you have any further questions, feel free to come and ask me on my Twitch stream while I'm live, or join my Discord and ask anytime. Both are linked down below in the description. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.